Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Dracula and Transformers collaborative release of Draculus from Hasbro. So right off the bat, Draculus, not a bad name. I guess they didn't want to just call him Dracula because he's not the Dracula, he's a robot Dracula. So okay, Draculus, not bad. But just the fact that we're getting a Dracula and Transformers collaborative release is just nuts to me. I love the Universal Monster symbol up here. Maybe that means there's going to be other ones in the future. We'll just have to wait and see. I also really enjoy how the packaging is made to look like an old VHS tape. I think that's really cool. And also apparently we're celebrating the 90th anniversary of Dracula. So that's pretty cool. But we can go ahead and slide this out and you can actually see the figure inside. As you've probably already guessed or probably already knew, it is a repaint slash retool of Titan's Return Mindwipe. Since he has a bat for an alt mode, it just made sense. But I really like this packaging. I'm kind of hoping they do other ones so that I could put these on the shelf all together and it just looks like, you know, volumes of VHS cassettes. I think that'd be really cool. So you can see the robot mode, the alt mode here on the back, and he does have a soft goods cape, which I think is really cool. So very excited to check this out. I'm going to go ahead and get him out of this box and we're going to take a closer look. So here is Draculus out of the packaging and he looks pretty cool. I think they did a nice job with this repaint. It's a fairly simplistic color scheme. I mean, obviously he's made to look like he's wearing a tuxedo, so he is mostly black, but they have some nice silvery paint down here for his claw-like hands. Got the cuffs over here, you got the lapel, the vest, all done really well. I think the head sculpt works. Even though he is molded from Titan's Return Mindwipe, he is not a headmaster, so it's just a head on a ball joint here. You can tilt side to side a little bit. He can kind of look down. Can't really look up all that much, but of course he can spin side to side. Nice red eyes. He's got his vampire fangs. All in all, I think it's a good head sculpt. Otherwise, it's pretty much just the Mindwipe mold. So you have a ball joint here for the shoulder, as well as some movement here where the shoulder actually connects to the torso. You have a bicep swivel. You have double jointed elbows. Don't really have anything in the wrist. Waist rotation. You have a hinge and swivel here. So hinge out to the side. You can swivel to the front, swivel to the back. Thigh swivel there. 90 degrees in the knee. And then the ankle kind of has a little bit of front to back, but there's no tilt here. This was kind of before ankle tilt became standard for figures. And he's got kind of weird... I've never really liked these ankles. They were kind of a problem with Mindwipe as well. They haven't really gotten any better with time. So they're a little loose, and as a result, he can't stand the best. Because he doesn't really have great heels, but he can kind of use the back of his legs as heels, which kind of helps. So that'll kind of stop him. So that does help a little bit. But overall, I think it's a really cool design. And like I said, I never would have expected when I saw the Mindwipe mold that I would one day get it as Dracula. That just still is such a crazy idea for a crossover, but I'm kind of digging it. I really do like it quite a bit. Now, he does have some accessories. I want to get these out of the way because they're not really that exciting. He's got this gun. It's fine. You know, just pops into his hand. And it looks good. I do like the gun. He's got this thing. This came with Mindwipe. I didn't know what it was then. I still don't really know what it is. If you want, you can have the claw deployed or you can pop it back. Either way, it's got some cannons on here as well. And it's meant to just peg into the forearm over here. It's a weird accessory. Like I said, I didn't know what it was when it came with Mindwipe. I still don't really know what it is. It's just kind of meh. So I'm going to put that off to the side, and I'm going to take the gun out of his hand. The gun's an okay accessory. The other one's kind of weird, but his best accessory by far is this massive soft goods cape. So we come around to the back, and he's got this little connection piece here. Now he has the bat head that just kind of sits on his back, and it was the same for Mindwipe, so nothing new there. But we're going to take this. There's a little hole at the top. You can see it right there. That's going to come and peg onto this large peg there, and then we're going to slide the bat wings through these two slits. And I do appreciate that they planned ahead and put these strategic slits in the cape, because obviously it's not going to work otherwise. And we kind of just have to get this over the bat head. And then you have these slits here that you can kind of put the hands in. So if you want, you can just kind of put the arm straight down, and we'll just put the cape around him, you know, just to look mysterious. Which I think is a pretty fun look. Let me see if I can get the shoulders down a little bit here. But it works. I think this is cool. I love that he has, you know, this big cape. So I really like the look of that. But what you can do if you want is, like I said, put those hands into the slits. So if you want him to kind of do like his Dracula pose where he, you know, puts his cape out to the side in a dramatic way, you can replicate that. So I think that's really cool. It's such a simple little accessory, but it really works. I think that's really, really cool. It bunches up a little bit in the back because of the bat head, but it's really not that big a deal. So I think that's a really cool accessory. I like this a lot. If you don't want it, it's very simple to just take it back off. So it's up to you. It's very easy to add and remove. So now the directions show you leaving it on when you do the transformation into bat mode. I'm not going to do that. I'll show you how it attaches. Basically what they want you to do is take it off of everything except this peg and then just kind of move it around as you transform, and I don't really want to bother with that, so I'm just going to go ahead and do the normal transformation pretty quickly, and then I'll put the cape back on. So let's go ahead, let's get to the transformation. So there's really not much different going on here from Titan's Return Mind Wipe, so if you've transformed that figure before, you pretty much know what's going on. The only difference is because he's not a headmaster, you're not going to pop this off. You're just going to bring this forward, and it's just going to sit back here like this. Not ideal, but it is what it is. So we're going to take the hands and fold them into the forearms, and then we're going to bend them on these double jointed elbows, and they will kind of attach back here. We're going to come down to the legs, and these are going to become the wings of the bat. So we're going to unpeg this, and then this is going to unfold, and then this is going to fold back like so. Do the same thing with the other leg, and just kind of hold them out to the side for the time being. You're going to move these around, and I just kind of bring these down for the time being. We'll move them around in a little bit. But we have to spin the wings around 180. And the nice thing is there's kind of a little tab. If I zoom in here, where it will naturally stop it. So you kind of bring this around, and then it'll naturally stop right there. And then you want to put the wing all the way back. So move the leg down, spin this around, and then that will stop. Now you can see that there's a large tab right here, and when you bring this down, there's a little notch, and that's just going to kind of pop onto that tab. Now it's not going to 100% stay in there, but it's a good starting off point. Then what you're going to do is spin this around. Actually, I think what you want to do is leave this part and spin at what was the bicep swivel. And then you're going to kind of rock this out to the side, because this large tab here is going to kind of pop into this section here. Like that. So we're going to bring this wing down and pop that into the notch. And then spin this around and bring this in here and click that into place. And as you can see, we are pretty much done with our bat mode. We're going to just go ahead and bring the bat head up and pop that into place. And I think that's, yeah, that pegs in. And there you go. There is our finished bat mode. Now, technically, if you want, where did I put those weird accessories? You can peg this thing in the back as a tail. You can peg that in here, and then this can kind of hang out here as a tail if you want. I don't usually bother with it, but it's an option you have. I just think it looks kind of goofy, but that's just me, but that is an option. So just wanted to show that off. But what I wanted to show you real quick with the cape, they want you to pop this back on this little peg right there, and then put this back over these two wings. If I can get this to go, there we go. And then they want you to kind of bring this out and adhere. There's a tiniest little tab right there that they want you to pop on. The problem for me is it doesn't stay there, but we'll try it. So then once you have this all like this, you're just supposed to kind of fold this back a little bit, because obviously it's too big for the bat form. And then you can kind of play with it a little bit and pose it how you like. I don't really like the cape that much on the bat form. That's just me. I love it on the robot mode, but I don't really need it on the bat form. It's here. It's an option. You know, it kind of works. I personally don't bother with it. So I like it on the robot mode. I'm going to leave it off the bat mode, but it is an option. But you get really nice paint all here on the inside bar of the wing. I think that looks really good. This section can still open, back from when you used to have to put the Titan's Master in there. I don't even know if one would still fit in there, because it kind of looks like they filled it a little bit. So it's there, it does open, but it doesn't really serve any purpose. The bat mouth can open and close. I think the bat head looks really good, actually. Really nicely painted. Again, you have that little bit of pink. You have the red eyes, silver teeth. All looks pretty sharp. So all in all, I think they did a really nice job with this. I think the paint job looks good. And like I said, that cape option is there if you want it. I personally don't care for it. I will say, though, without it, you do just kind of have Dracula's head sniffing his own butt, which is kind of a bummer. So in that regard, you know, the cape does hide a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. From the front, I think it looks pretty fantastic. So I gotta be honest, this thing is way more fun than I expected it to be. Back when we first saw the leaked listing and it just kind of said like Bat collaboration, I think we all kind of assumed it was going to be Batman. And I do still really want a transforming Batmobile. But then we found out it was going to be this and I really didn't know what to expect. But this is a ton of fun. I mean, I will say that the Titans Return Mind Wipe mold is showing its age a little bit. The ankles mostly are just a little problematic and it doesn't have any side-to-side tilt, and they're a little loose. But for the most part, I think they did a pretty good job with this. Color scheme looks good. You know, he's rocking that tuxedo look. The inclusion of the soft goods cape, I think, was a really great idea, and just it looks absolutely fantastic. They did a nice job with all the paint applications on both the robot mode and the Bat alt mode. Yeah, the cape doesn't work as well on the Bat, in my opinion. It's fine, and it does mostly hide the robot mode head. I think that's the main reason they want you to use it in Bat mode. But I don't need it. I think it looks fine without it in Bat mode. But I really, really love it for the robot mode. So he does also come with these two accessories, and I know why they were included, just because they were Mind Wipes accessories. The gun's fine. I still don't really know what this shield thing is. I mean, it's fine. You know, I didn't really care for it with Mind Wipe. I don't really care for it still, but you don't need those accessories. Everything you need is right here. The packaging is even fantastic. It's made to look like an old VHS tape, and it kind of makes it seem, the way that they have this like look like a volume, and the fact that it's got the Universal Monsters logo on it, maybe there's going to be more of these. I mean, you could do Frankenstein, the Mummy, the Creature from the Black Lagoon, and I'm just thinking to myself, what in the heck would they use for those characters? Like, what could they repaint or remold to transform into Frankenstein? Like, this one makes sense. It's Dracula, he turns into a bat. That's great. The others don't really transform into anything. So I'm like, unless they're going to pull out like an old Animorphs for the Wolfman or something like that, I'm very, very interested to see if these will continue and what the heck they're going to come up with. Because that could be a lot of fun or really terrible. We'll have to wait and see. But starting with this one, he's great. I definitely recommend picking him up. I believe he's a Target exclusive. I got mine from Target.com. I've seen people finding him in Target stores. I believe he is a Target exclusive, so if you're trying to track this one down, definitely go to Target.com. I think they have them. I think they might even be on sale, actually. I thought I saw something right before I started recording this video. So definitely check this one out. It's a ton of fun. Way more fun than I ever thought it would be. And I'm really glad I decided to pick it up. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, thank you so much for watching.